Now let's begin with another topic which is very, very important for all of us in Apex. That is SOQL, which stands for Salesforce Object Query Language. So let me explain you in a very simple word what is SOQL used for. So SOQL is basically used to retrieve data which is stored into your Salesforce database, and that data you can use in your Apex programs or Apex classes or Apex code. Let me give you a simple example, or let me show you a simple diagram with the help of which you'll understand that what is the use of SOQL. So over here I have created a simple diagram in which I have a database over here. If I want, obviously in the database, the records are stored into the database, and if I want those records into the Apex program, then I need to write down SOQL, and that SOQL will return the records, or will give us the records which are stored into the database already. So if I'll write down SOQL, it will return all the records in the Apex program, and in which format it will return us? In the format of, or in the form of, S objects. Now, whenever there is a need to get all the records, or basically some of the records from your database into an Apex program, you're going to use SOQL. Now let's see what is the basic syntax of SOQL and how you can write it and retrieve the records from the database. So if you talk about the basic syntax of SOQL, this is what it is. First, you have to write down the select keyword, and it is case insensitive. You can write down select all in small or all in upper cases, doesn't matter. And after select, you need to write down the field list. Like imagine if you want to retrieve the records of a particular object, then obviously you need to specify which field values you want with those records of that particular object. So you need to specify each and every field over here, separated by the comma, and then from keyword, which will specify that from which object you want to retrieve the records. So after from, you need to write down the object name. So here is a simple example of a simple, very, very simple SOQL query. That is select name from account. So in here, select is a keyword, from is a keyword, name is a field on account object, and account is again an object. We refer account object with the name, with the, like, its API name is account only. So this is API name of that particular object. So this will return us a list of S objects when we'll use it into Apex. But currently we're not going to use everything into Apex. We're not going to use this SOQL query into Apex. There is another tool which is provided to you in developer console itself, which is called as query editor. Like we can write down all of the queries that we have in our mind, and we can see what result it will throw us, or it will give to us. So just go into our let's go into our developer console and write down this query over there, and let's see what the result is. So I'll just copy it like this. I've copied it. Now I'll go to developer console, and in the developer console you'll see like these tabs down here: logs, tests, checkpoints, and blah blah blah. So there is query editor also, inside which you can write down any query that you have in your mind, and this query will return the result based on the based on the query that you have written. It will return a result over here in here. So let's see, I've just pasted that query over here. It's select name from account. So I only want name fields value from the account objects record, or in the account objects record. So I'll simply write down select name from account, and then I will click on execute, which is over here, down here. Now if you'll see, there are a total 12 rows that are being sent, or like that we got as an output of this particular query, which includes the names of all the account records that we have queried. Now, as you have understood that how to write down a SOQL query and where to execute it to see the output, let's try some other queries as well. And I'm going to explain you the differences that you need to follow with standard objects and custom objects. So without wasting any further time, let's see. Okay, so if you want to get the records from a custom object, then in that case we need to write down the API name of the custom object. And over here, for standard objects, the API name and the name are most of the time same. But for custom objects, it is different. The API name of the custom object is the name of that particular object, and then it gets appended with __C. So you need to write down the object name, then underscore underscore C if you want to get the records out from a custom object. So over here I've written a simple query, right? I'll just copy this query and I'll go into the query editor just like this, and I'm gonna paste it over here. Select name from student underscore underscore C. So name is a standard field which is there into every record, right? So we can simply write down this query over here and click on execute. Okay, so I have only one student record, which is ST0001. So it has returned me that particular record, and if student object has multiple records, then it will return all of the records over here as an output. So that's how it basically works. So up till now we have only used a single field, or we have only fetched a single field value of any record, whether it was account or student, a custom object. But how to query or how to get multiple field values with those records? So let me explain it to you. In here, if you'll see, select name, comma, number of employees, comma, active underscore underscore C from account. So this query will return the account object's record with 3 field values. Number 1, name. Number 2, number of employees. And number 3, active underscore underscore C, which is the API name of that field which is present onto that particular custom, particular standard object. So all of these fields are separated by a comma, if you can see. Name, comma, number of employees, comma, active from account. So we can query standard fields as well, we can query custom fields as well. And if it is a custom field, then it needs to be appended with underscore underscore C. And if it is a standard field, then the API name needs to be written down just like that. So this number of employees field is a standard field, whereas this active field on account object is a custom field. So that's the reason we have appended it with underscore underscore C. And similarly for student objects record, we can write down select name, comma, student name underscore underscore C, comma, student email underscore underscore C from student underscore underscore C. So if object is custom, then you need to write down underscore underscore C, or you need to append underscore underscore C at the end of the API name of that particular object. And if the field is custom, then again you have to append underscore underscore C. It doesn't matter that that field is present onto a standard object or onto the custom object. If that field is custom, then you need to append underscore underscore C over there. So now let's just simply copy this query and let's run it into the query editor and see what the output would be. Execute. Okay, so as you can see in the result, we've got all of the account records and with number of employees field and active fields value. It might be yes or it might be no, depending on the value that was present for each of the account records that are present over here. And similarly for this student objects record, we can copy this query and we can simply paste it over here just like this. So there is only one student, ST0001, whose name is Amit Trivedi and whose email is amit@gmail.com. So this is how you query multiple fields in SOQL. Now you must be wondering that it's exactly similar to SQL. Like SQL we used to use with MySQL or any other databases. We used to use structured query language to get the records out from the database, right? So it's similar to that, but there are some things that used to work in SQL but will not work in SOQL. And now is the time to explain you the number one difference. So in SQL, if you want the data of all the fields, you want all the field values with those particular records, you used to write down select star from and account, or from account or from student. So whenever you write down star, or that's basically asterisk, all the field values are automatically given to you or provided to you in the result. But in SQL, it will not work. You do need to write down the field values when you are querying the records. So if I'll try to if I'll try to write down select star from account, and if I'll execute it, it will show an error, unknown error parsing query, just like this. So it will not work. You do need to specify the fields that you want into the result. Okay, Shrey, we got it. First we need to write down select, then the field list, which needs to be separated by a comma, and then from, and then the object name from which we want to get the records. So you have explained us that how to get the different field values. But what if I want only a certain set of records? I do not want like each and every record present into that particular object. So in that case, what should I do? Like I want accounts which are active. I only want those accounts. So what should I do? I want students whose whose class is fourth, or like their standard is sixth, something like that. So what should I do at that situation? So don't worry, there is something for you as well. This is called as where clause. Where it's similar to SQL again, and where clause is basically used to specify the conditions based on which the records that are returned to you as a result gets narrowed down. And how it basically works is, let's have a look. So over here in this program, if you'll see select, not in the program, in this particular query, select name from account where number of employees is greater than 50. So if I'll copy this and paste it over here, now this query will return the results as if like it will return name field in every account record, but only those account records will be returned to us which has number of employees greater than 50. If there is any account record present into the account object which has like number of employees equals to 50 or less than 50 or 0 or null, whatever it is, it will not be returned into our result. So let me execute it and let's see. So there are only 11 rows that are returned right now. Earlier, if you compare, earlier we used to have 12 records when we query select name from account, but now we have narrowed down the result by putting a condition, and that condition is only applicable, or you can use that condition with the where clause only when it comes to SOQL. And even if you have multiple conditions, you can use the keywords that are present with SOQL or that are applicable with SOQL to merge two or more conditions, and those keywords are or and. So over here I've created a simple query: select name, number of employees from account where type is equals to prospect or rating is equals to hot. So this query will return me all the account records which has whose type is prospect or the rating is hot. But when it comes to and, which I've used in the another query, so over here what will happen is it will return the same result, but the records will be different. Only the account objects records which has type is equals to prospect and rating is equals to hot, and both of the conditions needs to be true in order for that record to be returned as a result when it comes to and when it comes to or, any of the result can be true, then it will be returned into the, or that particular record will be returned into the result. So this is how it basically works, and that's all what you need to know about SOQL basics.